Hello, hello, good afternoon. My name is Sabrina Brightstar. Today I want to talk about how we can help the collective consciousness. One small thing that's actually a huge thing that you can do to help the collective consciousness. Da, 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 da. And that is having a regulated nervous system. What? A regulated nervous system? Well, most people listening to this, you are an empath, you're a sensitive, you're a starseed, you're a way shower, a light worker. There's so many different words that people use. I'm not sure what word you like, what you identify as. I like starseed. That always feels good. But it doesn't matter what the word is. Many volunteers, let's use that word today. Many of us who intentionally volunteered to incarnate on this planet at this particular time, we agreed to do so. Why? Well, for so many reasons. One, we think different. We have a different, our brain works different than the average person or the, I'm going to call it 3D, but it's not 3D. It's just a word I'm going to use to show like the different types of brains. There are different types of brains, right? And some brains work a little faster. They work more abstract. They're multidimensional brains that remember multidimensionality, right? Because we all have this capacity. No one is special. No one is special, but many of us incarnated and we have a memory of our multidimensionality, and therefore our brain functions differently because we remember more. So as a person who remembers more and who intentionally chose to volunteer to support the planet, to support the collective consciousness, as a person who agreed and wanted to be a part of that mission, that purpose, we are able to support so many by having a regulated nervous system. Why is that so important right now? Well, it's intense, right? The news is intense, the Epstein files, all of the data, all of the secrets are coming out. Bashar calls it the year of disclosure, not just disclosure about our star family, but disclosure about what the human family has been doing, right? And I just heard Bashar in a recent video. Bashar wasn't talking, Daryl was talking, and someone asked Daryl, are the star friends behind the evil? Did the star friends create this evil that we know exists? And I love it. Bashar said, no, the extraterrestrials are not behind the evil. So that might be controversial for some of you. Take what resonates, have your own inner discernment, your own inner understanding of what you believe. But I love the idea, like humans, but Daryl's answer was that humans, we feel so dysregulated, so unpowered and not powerful. So humans have, in their not feeling regulated, in their not feeling their power, their authenticity, their sovereignty, they've searched for power and they've misidentified control as power. Oh, let me say that again. If a person is dysregulated and they're trying to get regulated, they're trying to get their power back, their authenticity back, some individuals have misidentified power from control. And then Daryl was sharing, so once you have this inaccurate or flawed premise, Abraham would call it a flawed premise, you have this idea that if you can control someone, something, many things, many someones, then you get your power back, you get your sovereignty back, right? Because humans instinctually, someplace inside of you has a knowing that you're a sovereign being. But when you don't have access to it, or you can't remember how to get access to it, one of the synthetic ways, it's a synthetic idea, it's not an organic, so it's not sustainable, but one of the synthetic plans or ideas is like, hey, I'll go and control this person or this group of people or huge, organizations, and then they get like a false sense of power, but they need more. It's not sustainable because it's a synthetic power. It's not an organic power coming from inside, right? Organic power comes from within. Organic knowing comes from within. Sovereignty is inside. But when you're trying to control the outside, when you're trying to manipulate the outside, that's a synthetic manipulation and it's not sustainable. So Daryl was sharing like these different beings who felt dysregulated had this great idea that they would control and manipulate. It did kind of work a little bit, but it wasn't sustainable. So then it law of momentum. It got bigger, 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 bigger. And now like year of disclosure, we're being a lot of these really, really horrible organizations, dark organizations are coming to the light, right? Disclosure. But I like the reframe, like evil's, like so many people think, oh, evil's heavy, I don't want to talk about it. Or maybe in the New Age community, like, no, we only think love and light. Like that's bypassing, right? Because what does your nervous system know? Here's the key. Your nervous system cannot be tricked or fooled. The mind can be tricked or fooled. The mind can think, oh, this is a great idea, but you can't lie to the nervous system, right? You can temporarily soothe the nervous system. And that's why like sometimes we do things that are actually unhealthy for us because it temporarily soothes the nervous system. So for example, if you're feeling dysregulated, you might get this idea like go overeat sugar or go like distract yourself with scrolling or go smoke or go drink or go do like have like be addicted to this or that. And that's the body trying to find temporary relief. So even though we know many of the addictions, many of the distractions cause harm, the nervous system's job is to get regulated. So the nervous system isn't thinking into the future like, oh, you're going to develop this pattern or this habit of being addicted to scrolling or addicted to sex or addicted to drugs. The nervous system's just trying to get regulated right here, right now. I'm working on a book called You're Not Addicted, You're Dysregulated. You're not addicted. So not to say that there's not addictions, but a lot of us have misidentified what is an addiction. Many of us have misinterpreted like our choices, our behaviors, our thoughts as an addiction. And it has nothing to do with self-discipline. It has nothing to do with not being strong enough or not being like disciplined enough or not having enough willpower. When the nervous system is dysregulated, it wants to get to regulation. And your thoughts, right, are thinking. I was just at Abraham workshop in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I got this hat from the Grand Canyons. Isn't she so cute? But Abraham was saying, and Bashar says the same thing, you do not think your thought. If you have a thought right now, it's not yours. It's you do not think the thought. You receive the thought. Higher mind sends the thought, or something sends the thought to the brain, and then the brain sends the thought to the human personality. Bashar, not Bashar, you know what Abraham is saying now? Abraham is saying, what portal are you in when you thought that thought? That's, if you're in an ornery mood, if you're in a if you're in fear, let's pretend you're in fear about the world is so scary, you're in a portal to receive thoughts that reflect the world is so scary. You're going to find proof and evidence with your thinking, and your reticular activating system is going to help you find proof and evidence you're right. Because the body wants to be right? The body wants to be congruent. So, but Abraham was saying, and Bashar says, like you're receiving that thought. So where are you receiving that thought? If you're in a portal, Abraham's new word, if you're in a portal of fear, if you're in a portal of worry, thoughts will come to you that match that emotion. Ooh, are you hearing the difference? So it's not that the mind comes first, it's the body comes first. It's what's happening in the body, then the mind is getting the secondary. But many of us have misidentified. I know myself. I love thinking. I'm so stimulated by thought. I'm so stimulated by analyzing. and I'm understanding, I'm understanding in my body more and more. The more I understand the nervous system, the more I understand the universal laws, the more I'm becoming aware that my body's trying to get to safety and regulation, and my thoughts are the side effect of what portal I'm in, as Abraham is now saying. It blew my mind when Abraham started talking about portals. It blew my mind. Like a short 2 weeks ago, I revamped my whole website and it's all portals. Go to sabrinabrightstar.com. It's so cool. I changed everything, and I have cosmic shopping, no pricing. Right? No pricing. What? Like, that feels so good. That's a different point. But like, how bizarre that I changed my whole website to everything portals, and 2 weeks later I go to Abraham and Abraham's talking about portals. What? Soft disclosure, right? Soft disclosure. Abraham Hicks, soft disclosure. That's me saying that. Abraham didn't say that. But what is right? Like, what's a portal? Or this? I don't know if I shared this with you before. I got the Abraham workshops. They're now selling crystals. What? Like crystals, right? This is our star family. This is consciousness. This awareness that crystals are alive and they can help you receive from higher mind, help you receive, be in a portal that allows your receptivity to expand so you can get those messages, you can get those downloads, you can get those inspired ideas that support, right? Support your mission, support your passion, support your highest excitement, help you go to places that are your next highest excitement, your aligned thoughts. So I just can't believe it. Okay, so anyway, so why do we as star seeds, light workers, empaths, whatever word you want to use, why is it so important that we regulate our nervous system? Well, when your nervous system is regulated, you're like an antenna. Like you're a lighthouse, everybody uses the analogy, like the more connected you are, the brighter your frequency is, the brighter your light is. So in the dark night, if you're beaming a really, really magnificent high voltage light, like people can find their way to the light easier. It's people can get out of the darkness quicker when other people are holding their light. So we can hold our light by having a strong nervous system. And so while people are chaotic, while people are in grief and sadness and pain and dark nights of the soul, all of these different emotions, which most of us have already processed, right? Most of us starseed light workers, empaths, we've already been doing the shadow work. We've already been exploring the different parts of us that have felt suppressed or hidden or shamed or shunned or guilty, like all of the things that make us feel small, most of us have already been dealing with. So now, right? Like now that we have more inner standing, now that we have more inner conditional love for ourselves, now that we have more inner awareness, inner consciousness, we can perceive and hold the bigger story. And the bigger story is everybody's, because what is darkness? Darkness is just the absence of light. Darkness is just the absence of light. So as those of us volunteers who agreed to come first, who agreed to be a part of the movement to help other people find their way out of the darkness, find their way out of unconsciousness, find their way out of automatic, like so many people are just on automatic, right? Like they're not thinking. They're just on automatic repeat, recycle, repeat, like get up, go to work, come home, repeat. So many of us have chosen to deal with our stuff, process our stuff, clear the debris. I always see a debris. I always see like where I live, they have sweet streepers. Well, I guess they probably have them everywhere, but they're always cleaning up the debris. Well, most of us have done so much energetic debris cleaning, right? We've cleaned up so much of the debris of the programming of beliefs of like bullshit things that don't serve us, that are not even accurate, that were like false narratives. So many of us, we're doing the work, we've done the work, we're aware of the work. So our light, it doesn't hold all that heavy debris, so we can shine brighter, right? If you go clean something that's full of dust, when you get rid of the dust, you get rid of the debris, like bam, like it's more vibrant, it's more alive, it's more colorful, it's more shiny, it's more glowy. So we can really be of service to humanity by doing the work, by intentionally getting our nervous systems regulated daily. It's a daily practice. It's an awareness. It's a mindfulness that we are intentional with our nervous systems. And it's okay when we get dysregulated. We're not supposed to have a regulated nervous system 24/7. That's the other kind of confusing, or like so many people are like, I gotta be perfect at regulation. No. Perfectionism is a 3D program, right? It's a 3D program to always keep you inside the loop, chasing, feeling inadequate because you're not able to do it. You're not able to do it. You're not supposed to do it. You're an imperfect person. Why would an imperfect person try to become perfect? How ridiculous is that? In my dimension jumping, I get into different ways that what's a 3D mindset versus what is a 5D mindset. And I'm not talking dimensions, I'm talking about state of being. When you're in your multidimensional state of being, you have a different awareness, a different knowing. So you can jump, literally you can jump dimensions, or as Abraham is now saying, jump portals. You can jump portals with your awareness that there's more to the story, there's more data, there's more information. So many of us, we have released a lot of the bullshit 3D programs that kept us limited, kept us small, kept us in hiding, kept us feeling guilt or shame or regret or inadequate, unworthiness. Wow, that was a really good program, right? You're unworthy and you have to effort and work your way to worthiness. You don't work your way to worthiness. You're worthy because you are. You matter because you do. Period. End of story. So as we've come to understand these things, hey, do you guys like this? This is another like cool gift I got. If you can't see this, I'm sharing a turquoise bracelet that I received from the reservation on my trip to New Mexico. It was the most amazing aligned trip I've ever been on. Like, it was one rendezvous after another, which again is not the point of today. The point of today is talking about our nervous systems. Why, as Starseed light workers, conscious way showers, why when we can get regulated, and we're going to be dysregulated, as I was saying, your nervous system is supposed to let you get dysregulated, right? It's designed to let you know when you're out of alignment, right? Like, I heard this analogy and I thought it was so good, like a bunny. Like if a bunny thinks his life is in danger, a bunny like is going to run super, 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 super fast, right? That speed, that flee, that dysregulation keeps the bunny alive. But the second the bunny knows it's safe, it doesn't replay the story. Oh, there was a terrible animal that was chasing me. Woe is me, I got chased by an animal. Why did I incarnate into a family that got chased by, like, the bunny isn't telling a story. It's not regurgitating. It's not self-reflecting. It's not living in the past. The bunny, once the bunny knows it's safe, goes back to regulation, right? It goes back to eating the grass. Like, the bunny has the capacity to get regulated again. And humans, we have that capacity too. Once we understand how the nervous system works, and there's things that we can do to calm the nervous system down. You put your hands on your body and say, body, you're safe. Body, you're safe. You can do deep breathing. You can hum. Humming is so good to regulate the nervous system. One way you know you have a dysregulated nervous system is you won't be able to hum for very long. So I don't know if they want us to hum for 60 seconds or something, but they say, like, if you can only hum for like 10 or 15 seconds, it's an indication that your nervous system is dysregulated. So just practice humming. So understanding how the nervous system works, understanding that we can be mindful, and when we do get dysregulated, which is okay, it's just information. When your body does get dysregulated, it's okay, it's information. Then we can intentionally bring our body back into alignment. Or we can bring our body, we can soften it. We don't have to be perfect. We don't want to be perfect, but we can soften it. And then the gift to humanity, the gift of service that you're doing, right? You don't have to announce it to people. You don't have to tell your friends and family if you're afraid they're going to think you're weird. You can just have a regulated nervous system and go out in public. Go for a walk. Go to the grocery store. And you'll be beaming. Your electric magnetic frequency field holds that calming, balanced, aligned frequency, vibration. And you're a gift and a contribution to anybody that comes in your era. Right? So we can, and then it's a ripple effect too, right? Because we're all entrained energetically. So even in the privacy of your home, right here, right now, just regulating your nervous system, that ripple effect goes out into the multiverse. I'm so in love with this timeline. I'm so in love with how things are unfolding. I'm dazzled. I'm so dazzled, happier than I've ever been. How did life get so good? I like Cynthia Sue Larson always says, how good can it get for all concerned? Just writing that question every day, right? Putting that question on a piece of paper every day or in your social media. How good can it get for all concerned? Open-ended questions are portals. Open-ended questions are portals. Ask open-ended questions. Feel the alignment. Feel a regulated nervous system. Broadcast your single, bigger, brighter, there's more volume, there's more intensity, there's more light. So people who are in the darkness can find their way back into themselves, right? We can be the gift and a contribution of holding our own light so others around us will be able to access their own inner knowing. They'll hear their own higher self. They'll hear their own inner being, and they'll be able to walk the next logical step, right? What's next? They'll be able to take that next step to get them back into their own alignment, back into their own multidimensional awareness of knowing, right? We're all connected. We are one. Thank you so much for listening.